guys, it's Taylor, and today I am bringing you two makeup looks with one of the hottest palettes from last year. That is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and honestly, when I finally got my hands on this, it literally took me until December. Like, I just got this. I guess it was January. It was already January by the time I got this, so look at my life. But anyway, today I am bringing you two different eye looks using this palette. They are perfect for Valentine's Day. As you can see from inside the palette, all of the shades are based on oranges, reds, pinks, stuff like that. This palette, all together, like any of these shades, it's just amazing for Valentine's Day. You've got that soft pink to some of those like brick reds, so you can get a variety of looks out of this that are super appropriate for Valentine's Day or anytime. I wear this palette constantly. Like, honestly, I wear it all the time. It's very wearable with a bunch of different looks, so I decided to bring you my two favorites today, and they are both ones that would be really appropriate if you were going out on Valentine's Day, if you're just going out to have a girls' night, or if you're gonna do like me and you're gonna sit, this isn't even a real shirt, I'm sitting in my underwear, doing nothing in my apartment. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys two different looks that you can create with this palette. The first one is going to be this smoky eye here, and then the second one, I'm sure you saw in the intro, it's a nice cut crease look. So I'm super excited to be bringing this video to you guys. Really hope you enjoy it, and if you want to learn how to create these with the Modern Renaissance palette, then please keep watching. Alright guys, I'm so excited to be getting into this palette with all of you. So I've already put soft ochre paint pot all over my eyelid, and now I'm using the shade Tempera, and I'm using just a fluffy angled brush and using that as my brow highlight, and then also applying it all over my lid to set the paint pot there. This is really nice because the shadow is mostly matte, but it has a little bit of shimmer in there, so it makes all the shadows that go on afterwards really, really blendable and soft, and it just makes it so pretty. Next I'm going in with the shade Raw Sienna, and I'm actually just using the fluffy side of the brush that came with the palette, and I'm going to be applying that as a sort of crease slash transition shade. So it's going in my crease area, but I'm also blending it way, way upward. I'm not being very precise about where this goes. It doesn't really matter as long as it is very blended out. I want something really soft to kind of help all of the other shadows blend well, especially with something as dark as this look is going to be. That is like a crucial step. So just using this brush, the one that came with the palette is totally fine. It's the perfect fluffiness, so I really like using that one for these blending shades. Next I'm taking the shade Burnt Orange and a little bit of Warm Taupe as well. And I'm going to kind of be doing the same thing. I'm using my MAC 217 and I'm applying this one a little bit tighter in the crease, but it's the same idea. I want it to be blended, I want it to be soft, I don't want any harsh lines where you can see one particular color. I just want it to all kind of blend like a sunset. Next I'm taking the shade Realgar, and I'm just taking like a little bit of it, but I'm using it on my Sigma E44 Firm Blender, so this is a little bit more dense of a blending brush. And I'm just putting that even tighter in my crease and almost blending it onto the lid and then blending it out just the slightest bit. Now I'm using that Anastasia brush again, it's just the one that came with the palette, the fluffy side, and I am blending everything out. This is pretty much the most crucial step. Next I'm taking the shade Red Ochre on just a firm shader brush here. It's pretty short, so the bristles are fairly short and thick, so it's nice and dense. Perfect for packing on color like this. I'm just going to pack it all over the lid. It will look really scary at first, but trust me, all of these scary steps kind of go together to make something really pretty in the end. So next I'm taking the shade Love Letter, and I'm doing it on the same brush and doing the exact same thing. I'm just going to pack that all over the shade that I just placed. This offers a little more of a pink tone. The Red Ochre is more of like a brick red or like a deeper red, and this one is a little more of a pink tone. So it adds a lot of nice dimension when you put these shades together. Just packing that all over the lid, making sure that I have it, you know, all the way up into the crease, stopping right at the crease, and then I'm just going to take my MAC 217 and blend that out. There's no product on this brush, I just want to be blending. Next, I'm going in for the shade Venetian Red, which is very similar to Love Letter, but it's shimmery instead. The other one was matte. I'm just applying this all over my lid with my Sigma E58, which is a cream color brush. This doesn't have to be used with creams, obviously, and I'm just using this all over the lid, again, with the same placement that I put the other two shadows in, and then taking that 217 again from MAC and blending everything out. Like I said, the blending is really the most crucial part of this look, otherwise you'll end up looking like a raccoon when you want to look like a total badass Valentine princess. Alright, so now I'm just taking some micellar water on a cotton pad and kind of removing any fallout that I had from my shadows from underneath my eyes. So just getting all of that off there before I do my face makeup, and then I'm going to go do that really quickly and I will come back and we'll finish up the eyes. So be right back. Alright, so to start the lower lash line, I'm taking Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange on my 217, laying that flatways on my lash line and just blending it out. That offers a nice amount of blending shades before I put like the dark shade underneath. Then I'm taking Red Ochre on my Sigma Short Shader brush, that's the E20. I like this a lot better than a regular flat lash line brush. It's a little fluffier, so for things like this I like to use it because it blends out a lot. Then I'm taking my MAC 217 again with no additional product and just blending everything out on the lower lash line and up above, just wherever I find needs some blending. I don't know, I just always overblend, but I think that's a good way to go. Next, I'm taking some liquid liner and I've applied that, and then I'm going to put on my falsies. So I'm using the Ardell Wispies. These are my absolute favorite dramatic lashes, and I'm using the Duo Dark Tone Lash Glue to apply those, and there you have it there. Next, I'm taking the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, and I'm just applying that to my lower lash lines. I did not put any mascara on my top lashes before putting on my falsies. That's a personal preference thing, just totally up to you. And with that, you have completed the first Valentine's Day look. Alright, so the second look is actually going to start out exactly like the last one. I'm taking the shade Tempera and using it to set Soft Ochre Paint Pot all over my lid and under my brow as well. The reason that I'm doing this again is just so the future shades are blendable and it sets the paint pot. The only difference in this and the last look is that this time I have tape underneath my eyes. I want this to be a really sharp wing and sharp cut crease, so I put that under there to achieve that sharpness without having to actually work for it. It's a lazy girl hack. Next, I'm taking the shade Warm Taupe on the fluffy brush that came with the palette, and I'm applying that in my crease and above, but absolutely none below. Next, I am taking my MAC 217 with the shades Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange and applying those a little bit tighter in the crease, but the same idea. And then once all of the shadow is off of my brush, I'm using it to kind of blend everything upwards. So I want everything to be making an upward motion as far as the blending of these shades. Next, I'm taking my Sigma E44, which is a nice dense crease brush, and I'm taking the shade Red Ochre and applying this very tightly into just the crease. I'm not blending this upward like I did with the other shadows, I'm just putting it in the crease. I want that darkness to be right above where my lid shade is going to go, so I find that this helps the cut crease to look a little more sharp and just makes it look really good. Next, I'm taking the shade Realgar and I'm taking Cypress Umber, just a little bit of both of those on the same brush, that Sigma E44, and applying it again very tightly in my crease. None above, none below, just my crease. Next, I'm taking my E30 pencil brush from Sigma, and I'm just going to be taking the shade Love Letter, actually, so this is the nice deep pink color, and I'm applying this even tighter than those other shades, very, very, very tiny bit, just at the last line between my lid shade and my crease shades. So this is going to be the standout shade when you actually see the cut crease, if that makes any sense at all, but I'm doing that very tightly, not a ton of color. You want it to be visible, but you don't want it to be like, bam, here's a line of pink and everything else is blended above it. You know, you want it to still blend well. Next, I'm taking my MAC 217 and making sure that everything blends by just, running it around there, absolutely no color on it, just making sure everything is nice and soft and blended. Even with this cut crease look, I'm still going for that super soft look. Next, I'm taking my E44 brush with a little more of some of those dark colors on it and just applying some more to make sure that that wing is really sharp. Next, I'm going in with my Sigma E57 Firm Shader and taking a little bit more of my Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm just applying this to kind of cover up anything that might have gotten on the lid. So if any of those dark shades accidentally got onto my lid, this will kind of cover them up, sharpen up that line between my lid shades and my crease shades, and then I'm going to take my pencil brush again with Love Letter on it and just kind of make sure that that line is sharp, and then I'm going to go in with Tempera again and set what I just put on my lid before I go into any of the other light shades. Now, using my E58 Cream Color Brush from Sigma also, I'm taking the shade Primavera and then just a little bit of Vermeer on top of that. Those are going to be my metallic light shades that I'm putting on the lid. I'm just going to apply that everywhere where I put the Soft Ochre Paint Pot and the Tempera shade, to lighten everything up. This is going to go over that. Now, you can stop here or you can do what I did. I wanted a little something extra, so this isn't actually from the palette, but I'm taking Anastasia's Pink Champagne shadow and I just put that on my brush, sprayed a little bit of Fix Plus, and I'm putting that over those two light shades. This is a little bit more shimmery, just adds a little bit of extra pizzazz. It's my absolute favorite eyeshadow in the world, so I just added it because that's how I wanted mine to look, but if you want to stop at just what's in the Renaissance palette, that's totally fine. Once that's done, I'm taking my Sigma E20 Short Shader, just applying a couple more of those dark shades to really sharpen up that crease area. Next, I'm taking a black liquid liner marker, or pencil, however you want to say it, and I'm using that to apply a nice sharp wing. The tape is foolproof with this. It makes a beautiful wing. You can make it as long as you want to. I just made mine really dramatic. So now I'm going to go remove my pore strip and go do my face makeup. I applied some lashes while I was gone. These are the Ardell Wispies, just like in the last look. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my under eye. So I'm taking the shade Raw Sienna and the shade Warm Taupe on that Sigma E20 short shader and applying that under my lash line. And then Red Ochre and Love Letter, I'm doing that a lot more tightly, or a lot tighter, however you want to say that. And I'm putting that very tightly on my lash line as well, and then I'll blend it out afterwards. So that's going all along my lash line. Then again, I'm using the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara on my lower lashes just to make those visible, make them a little more dramatic. And then I'm going to go do my favorite lip combo off camera, and I'll be right back. So now I'm going in with the shade Vermeer again, and I'm just using that as my brow highlight. Ugh, this is so pretty. Then I'm just going to take the fluffy brush that came with the palette again and blend it out a little bit because it can be a little harsh if you don't blend it. So I do like to blend my little highlight shade there. And with that, this look is complete as well. I hope you guys like this one. So guys, that completes the second look in my 2 Valentine's Day looks using the Modern Renaissance eye palette. As I said before, I'm completely in love with this palette. I love these looks. I've been wearing them pretty much non-stop since I got the palette, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that it offered a little bit of diversity. This one is like really glamorous, but it's still, I feel like it's a little bit softer, while the other one is kind of muted, but it's very deep. It's dark. It's a little more vampy. So I really loved both of these looks. Like I said, I've been obsessed with them, and I'm obsessed with creating more looks with this palette, so hopefully there will be more tutorials with this palette coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I'll be creating more looks with this palette, and I have a lot of other fun things coming up in the future, so I can't wait for you guys to see those and to just be on this YouTube journey with all of you. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!